Hello, everyone, and welcome to 6050. I'm going to call this course AMRC because the name is just too long for me to deal with. Anyway, this is one of our first Let's Talk About videos. And so we're going to do this. And you'll see these at various times throughout the semester. This idea of let's talk about something. In this case, it's our class. And so, whenever you need something specific or you're unclear on something, I'll be glad to create one of these videos where we can talk about your topic. And so, just let me know and I'll adjust to that. All right. So, let's get some of the basics out of the way. And first, how can you find me? Okay. Well, you can find me on my cell phone, like everybody else. Okay. Or you can text me, so you can call me. I mean, that's not a problem. But you can text me. Make sure you put your name in the text so I know who I'm talking to. I do respond to my emails. I try to get all of, I try to respond pretty quickly. So usually I respond within the hour. Often it's within 30 minutes. So don't send off an email or a request and then just think, okay, well, I'll hear something the next day. I'll try and respond as quickly as I possibly can so that we can do that. And if necessary, we'll set up a special Zoom meeting just for that. Uh, we will meet on Wednesdays, okay? And we'll meet from 6:30 to 7:30 Central Time, which I'm just now adjusting to the springing forward. So anyway, with that, I expect that my classes mostly will run about 60 minutes. There are some that might run a little bit longer, but I'll never take more than 90 minutes. So if you're locking in a slot in your schedule where you have other meetings before and after and that sort of stuff, or maybe you're even trying to find some family time or personal time. Who knows? Anyway, I'll never go past 8 o'clock. So that's my promise to you. You can contact me kind of any time to set up an office hour. I don't have a specific office hour, but if you just let me know, I can set up something for you and or your group or whatever it might be, and we can. And I don't mind meeting at night or any of that sort of stuff. So just let me know. The only constraint is I probably, I do teach some other classes, and so there's a little bit of constraint in terms of we can't meet during my other class times. But I'm usually up and going by 8 o'clock. But so if you want to meet early, that's great. If you want to meet after 10, no, I'm not doing that. All right. So that's cool. You can find us out on, obviously on Zoom, and you can find me out on Canvas. But if you want to come to a live recording of the show, you need to come to Austin, Texas, because I'm down here living with my a son and his wife. My wife and I are here. So we left last March. We just celebrated our first year here in Austin for reasons that everybody knows. Anyway, with that, let's check out what else is in here. So one of the things that I get asked a lot in my MBA classes is, well, why the heck am I here? And so I think we need to start fundamentally at that point. And so one of the things I think about here is I hope that over the course of the class, you can see old problems in new ways, because obviously if you're an entrepreneur startup kind of thing, you're trying to address old problems but in new ways, and that's what creates value for you. And I think the course tends to lend itself to that. The next thing, you're going to want to make decisions better and faster. Okay. And so the combination of those things is why you are here. So hopefully that's the thing I keep in mind. I teach a very applied kind of course. So we can customize it as you go. I've tried to customize it at this point to fit the type of student that has entered this program. And so that's, you can help me as we go along to make sure I'm hitting the things that are important to you. Anyway, that is education. So with that, here are the things we're going to do. So first, I'm going to focus on the entrepreneurship idea. Everything is going to be couched in that. And so the first thing you've got to deal with me is we're creating this learning environment, this building our team. because we're only going to be as good as the group plays together. But I have essentially tried to distill everything down into these 6 bricks. And so I talk about 6 bricks of the course. Talk about 6 bricks a lot. And the reason I do that is because that's very much a improv idea, and we'll talk about that again in a little bit. But the whole idea of bring a brick, not a cathedral. So we're trying to bring a brick every week to see what we can build, and it's a collaboration. I look at my class as a full-on collaboration. So we're going to start with saying, okay, how can you use accounting in some context? Accounting is essentially worthless without a context in which to use it. Next, how does financial information tell you the story about what's going on in your organization? How do I use accounting to create to supplement my strategies? The strategies I want to employ to generate sales, hit a price target, those kinds of things. And so will talk about 4 levers that you're constantly trying to adjust in a way to make your business successful. We'll focus a lot on risk. How can your accounting information help you identify and perhaps mitigate some of the areas of risk in your organization? Obviously, there's a planning piece that's part of this. And I top this off with this idea of what price. What am I going to sell my goods or services for? And so trying to identify a price is always elusive. And this is always kind of the penultimate question. I can plan forever, but ultimately, what are customers going to buy my product or service for? So we'll talk about price up here, and as kind of our final piece. So those are the things we're trying to accomplish over the 8 modules that I've put together. People always want to know how am I going to be graded? And so it's fairly simple. Uh, we've got this graded for effort part. There's a class involvement piece, and that doesn't mean just participation in our Wednesday classes. There's a lot more to involvement, in my belief. We will do discussion boards, and I'm open to suggestions of things the group would like to discuss. But I certainly have some ideas. And then we have other activities. But remember, these things are just graded on effort. Okay. So you're not supposed to stress on those. Those are supposed to be informative and a chance to share ideas with your colleagues. We do have some module assignments or assessments. Those are end of module, I'd call them more like quizzes. They're about 5 questions, multiple choice kind of questions that you will answer based on the content for that. Um, you'll get to take those assessments multiple times. So I certainly anticipate everybody will get all 30%. Finally, we've got a semester project. And I think this will be an interesting thing because I'm working with my cohort teacher here, Jeff Sailors, and we're trying to put together, I'm trying to build accounting around his semester project so that we support the end result you're trying to deliver in his course, so it's not a duplication of effort. So we're working on this. We are constantly trying to say, okay, how can we dovetail the courses so that they don't um, so they're complementary of each other. So that's what we're trying to do. We think it's a bit novel, but uh, I'm crazy enough to do it. He's young enough to have the energy to try it. So between us, we're going to give it a shot. Finally, not finally, but in terms of how the course runs, I think of the course as running from Wednesday when we meet in class to the next Tuesday at 10 p.m. Almost every assignment, I can't say for sure, but most assignments uh, will give you a chance to work on them over the weekend because I recognize your time is not your own. And so you're trying to fit this stuff in around other things, other responsibilities that you have. And so over the course of the week, those are things that we'll try to get done. Every Canvas page or every module on Canvas is set up 1, 2, 3. And the first part is just like here for module 1. You're always going to have information on what's coming up for the week. And then you'll have downloads. Here's again the let's talk about videos if you need anything. And there will be additional readings and videos. These focus on things that are coming from outside, um, public domain kinds of things. The let's talk about, and oh, I guess I'm missing class recordings. We will have some class recordings, but let's talk about videos are ones that I've created specifically for the class. You'll also see the ones that are graded on effort. So we'll have some homework. Again, simply graded on effort for practice. Okay. We may have some other activities that you deal with, and we'll have a few discussion boards. So our first discussion board is going to deal with the role of accounting. And what do you think it is? Okay. So people have expectations of what they think accounting is about. And so we'll see where everybody is in terms of that. And usually high on the list is boring. So we'll see if we can work with that. And then the final piece, every module, you'll have an end of module assessment. So make sure you don't stress about these. Uh, this course is not designed to be stressful. This isn't a finance course. All right. With that, a little bit about your learning. So teaching, remember that's my job. I need to influence the learning. However, yours is ultimately the responsibility. Uh, what do students think and do, and only what students think and do. So I can't make you learn, but I can give you an environment in which you can learn. So that's ultimately what I'm trying to do. I think of my class, this is Second City in Chicago, the main stage. And I think of my class as an improv session. We have a plan, we know a structure, we have ideas of what we want to do, but I'll adapt it to what my audience wants. And so that's why I talk about a collaboration. That's what I think about whenever we come together on Wednesday and throughout the week. We'll adjust as we need to fit your needs. Finally, you can read about this in the syllabus. This essentially is an improv-based teaching philosophy. And so I won't belabor it right now. But ultimately, this is what I'm saying. Okay. There are times when I need to lead. There are times when I need to fall back, just like you as managers. Uh, Sometimes you need to lead. Sometimes you need to fall back and let others lead. So that's what this class is about. And the sensitivity that we have to that is really makes for our ensemble. Instead of class, I really think about this as an ensemble. How do we work together? Finally, I'm going to ask this question of you throughout the semester. Why is the class better because you were here? What would we miss out on if we didn't have you in the class? Okay. Not necessarily on a Wednesday evening, but throughout the support you give to others, the support you give to me, and your willingness to work on the topics that we have coming up. And ultimately, this is at the end of the day, obviously, it's how good do you want to be? So don't fall back into undergraduate class rhythms where you need to worry about what I want. It's not about what I want. Okay. It's about what you want. How does this course help you advance your goals and expectations? So don't worry about what I want. Work until you're proud. Doesn't have to be perfect. That is the role of that is the world of an entrepreneur. Things are never perfect. Things are very messy, and so being able to know when I'm proud of what I just did, and I know it's not perfect. So that's my whole goal for the class. I know it won't be perfect, but I'd like to be proud of the product that we deliver. And focus on giving your best effort, not how you compare to somebody else. That's obviously a life lesson that we all need. Um, Something I'm not particularly good at, but something I can give lip service to. But I hope that we put you in a position where that is viable. And so with that, I can ask any questions because nobody can ask me anything at this point. So with that, let's call it a day on this one, and I'll shut this recording down. Talk to you soon.